Hi everyone. Welcome to part 3 of our look into the LearningExpress Library. Last week we covered the High School Equivalency Center and the Schools Center. Today we're going to take a look at 3 sections: the College Admissions Test Preparations Center, the College Success Skills Center, and the College Center Plus. So, let's begin. From our homepage at countylibrary.org, we'll look at our top menu bar and click on eLibrary, and then we'll click on Research Databases. LearningExpress Library can be found in the New and Featured section, but we can also find it down here in Study Guides. Just as a reminder, you will need a library card and an account with LearningExpress Library to access their resources. But let's click here. The first section we're going to look at is the College Admissions Test Preparation section. We can see that this section contains Prepare for your ACT test, Prepare for your SAT test, Prepare for your PSAT and NMSQT test, Prepare for your AP exam, Prepare for your Toefl, IBT, and Ielts tests, and College Admissions Essay Writing. Let's click on Prepare for your ACT test. We can see on this page that all of the links that we just read are here, but because we clicked on Prepare for your ACT test, that is what appears here right now, already open. We can see it's divided into 3 different sections: ACT preparation tutorials, which includes different tutorials for the different subjects: English, math, reading, science, writing. We also have an introductory tutorial for the ACT overall. We also have ACT practice tests, again for all the subjects, but we also have a few complete simulated practice tests. Finally, we have ACT test preparation ebooks. Let's use this as an example to take a look at tutorials, tests, and ebooks. Let's click on Introduction to the ACT Test tutorial. Before we take a look at the tutorial, I want to point out these 2 tabs: Browse Resources, which by this line shows us that that's what we're currently on, and Learn More Guidance. Let's click. We can see 2 different sections: About the ACT test and Practice and Review for your ACT test. Let's see what the first one has. This page just tells you about the ACT test in general, including how long it will take and how many questions there are. This also tells you what the testing dates are. This tells you how it's scored. I won't read it through, but let's go back. And then back to Learn More Guidance. Let's click on Practice and Review for your ACT test. This suggests how to best use the LearningExpress Library resources. It suggests taking a tutorial for each section, especially the sections you might need. But it says that the tutorials will help you diagnose your strengths and weaknesses. So from there, as this page explains, you can focus on different sections with the different learning modes, which we will see later, depending on what you need. Finally, you can prepare for the test itself with the complete practice tests. There's also an ACT writing test preparation tutorial, which we did see, which will help you with the writing part of the test. Let's go back. Now that we've looked through the Learn More Guidance section, Let's click on Start Tutorial to see what it looks like. If you've seen the previous videos, this is probably familiar for you. The main content will be in the center, and you can navigate using the sidebar on the left. Let's click on Start Tutorial. We can see now that more opens up. Again, the content is in the middle, but you can click here to go to specific pages. You have the option of saving and finishing it later if you have not finished and you want to come back to it. But let's go back to the college admissions test preparation section and back to prepare for your ACT test. It's asking if I want to save or if I want to close without saving. And in this case, that is what I'll do. We took a look at the introduction to the ACT test tutorial. Now, let's take a look at the practice tests. We can see up here that we have 4 practice tests. ACT English practice test number 4, 3, 2, and 1. Each test won't switch out its questions, so you'll have 4 different tests here. You have the option to print the test or start test, which we'll do. This page tells you a bit more about the test itself, how to answer questions, how to change your answers, how to navigate through the questions and around the test, how to score your test, how to view the test instructions, and finally, how to view your answers. Looking over here on the right, this will tell me how many questions are in the test, but also how long the test will take. You also have 3 different test modes. Simulation will force you to stop when the timer is done. Practice will show you explanations for the answers after you've finished the test. It does show a time if the test is supposed to be timed, but you will be able to continue on if you want. Finally, Learner functions more like flashcards. You'll get to see the answer, if you want, at the end of each question. You may choose one and click Start Test. Let's go back. And again, I want to close without saving. We've taken a look at tutorials and practice tests. Now, let's take a look at the ebook. We can see that this actually contains 3 ebooks: ACT Word Games, ACT Power Practice, and ACT Flash Review. Clicking Download will download the book to your device, and it will save it as a PDF document. If you have Adobe or another PDF reader, it will open in that. Because this screen recording software does not show anything but the tab I'm currently in, I won't be able to show you the ebook, but it has successfully downloaded. Let's go back. We've taken a look at each of the tools available in the Prepare for Your ACT Test section. Now, let's see what Prepare for Your SAT Test offers. Again, there are 3 sections: SAT Test Preparation Tutorials, SAT Practice Tests, and SAT Ebooks. In this case, this is an SAT Math Practice ebook instead of an ebook for the entire SAT. We do, however, have an introduction to the SAT test tutorial and some complete simulated practice tests. Let's take a look at Prepare for Your PSAT and NMSQT test. This is much shorter, as you can see. We have reading practice tests, writing and language practice tests, math practice tests, and complete simulated practice tests. Prepare for your AP exam has plenty of subjects related to the AP test. You can see that these are all preparations, which isn't an ending we've seen. So far we have seen practice tests, ebooks, and tutorials. So let's click on one to see what it contains. Looking here, it looks like we have two practice tests. We have an AP Calculus AB Practice Exam 1 and an AP Calculus AB Exam Practice Exam 2. But what preparation means is that there is no one type of resource available. In this case, we can see that it's two practice exams, but let's go back and take another look. Let's click on AP Biology Preparation. In this case, we have practice exams and an ebook. So that goes to show you how much variety there can be when it says preparation. Each of these say preparation, so it's worth a look to see what is in each. Let's move on. Prepare for the Toefl, IBT, and Ielts tests has 3 sections like we saw for the ACT and SAT tests. There's practice for your Toefl IBT test, which includes the listening, reading, speaking, writing, and general test preparation tutorials. We have a test preparation ebook, and an Ielts academic practice test, and an Ielts general training practice tests. Let's take a look at college admissions essay writing. This doesn't say what it is, it just says how to write a college admissions essay. So I'm going to click on this and we'll take a look. In this case, it contains 2 ebooks, Write Your Way into College, College Admissions Essay, and Proofreading, Revising, and Editing Skills Success in 20 Minutes a Day. Let's go back. And we can see, if we scroll down, College Admissions Essay Writing was the last section. So let's go to the home page. Let's move on now to College Success Skills. We see that we have organizational strategies, classroom success skills, information literacy skills, getting academic support, personal success skills, and articles and ebooks. Let's click on the first one. And let's click on organizational strategies. You might have noticed that it didn't automatically take you to a drop-down list like we're used to. Instead, it went straight to results. That's simply because LearningExpress Library didn't have any subsections, and it just decided to send you straight to, in this case, 4 tutorials. We have Manage Your Time, Get Organized, Achieve Your Goals, and Effective Multitasking. Let's take a look at the next one. Classroom Success Skills. We see now that we have 5 tutorials. strategies for success in online classes, reading strategies for class, memorization tips and tricks, note-taking strategies, and effective classroom listening. Let's go back. The next section is information literacy skills. This has 6 tutorials. It has mastering social media, making sense of today's media, write like a scholar, find sources and write citations, introduction to research skills, information literacy, understand and avoid plagiarism. As you can see, these aren't necessarily restricted to the college environment, so they could help if you need similar topics, even if you're not going to college. Let's look now at getting academic support. This has just 2 tutorials: communicating with your professor and using campus resources. Let's go back again. Let's now click on Personal Success Skills. This has 6 tutorials: managing debt, understanding insurance and taxes, develop healthy habits, investing for life, why credit matters, and the basics of money management. Once again, let's scroll up and go back. Let's look at the last section, articles and ebooks. Here we have 2 ebooks and 8 articles. We have Manage Your Time and Your Life in 20 Minutes a Day, Taking Good Notes, Become a Successful Learner, Avoid These 10 Study Pitfalls, Recipe for Research, Writing a Thesis Statement, Writing a Works Cited Page, Tips to Cite Information, Tips to Avoid Plagiarism, and Research and Writing Skills Success in 20 Minutes a Day. Downloading the articles works just like downloading the ebooks. They will be saved as a PDF to your device. Let's go back. We can see that we covered all the sections because articles and ebooks was the final one. So let's go back to the home page. The final section we're going to cover today is the College Center Plus. We can see many sections in here: Math Skills Review, Reading Skills Review, Grammar and Writing Skills Review, Science Skills Review, Prepare for Graduate School Admissions Exams, Prepare for College Placement Tests, Prepare for State Placement Tests, Prepare for CLEP and DSST exams, and finally, Search for Schools and Scholarships. Let's click on Math Skills Review. We can see we have a very long drop-down list. As we can see here, the sections are organized by subject. We have Developmental Math, Basic Algebra, Intermediate Algebra, Geometry, Introductory Statistics and Probability, Pre-Calculus, Calculus, Logic and Reasoning, and Quantitative Comparison and Word Problems. We can see that we have practice tests, tutorials, ebooks, and flashcards. We haven't yet seen flashcards, so I'm going to click on this so we can take a look at it. In this instance, there are two flashcard decks, Deck 1 and Deck 2. Let's open the flashcards. These are our cards with the question on the front here. If we were to flip it over, we can find the answer on the back. You can sort by easy flashcards and difficult flashcards. And you can use the arrows here to go to the next flashcards. Every time we click, you'll notice that this number increases. Also, instructions for the flashcards are available here. Let's go back. And I'm going to close without saving. Let's look down at Reading Skills Review. We have two sections, Reading Comprehension and Vocabulary and Spelling. We have practice sets, tutorials, and ebooks in both of them. The vocabulary and spelling does have some flashcards. Let's now look at the Grammar and Writing Skills Review. This is organized into grammar, writing, and public speaking. We can see we have grammar practice sets, grammar ebooks, and tutorials. We have writing skills practice sets, ebooks, articles, essay writing ebooks, and tutorials. Finally, public speaking is an ebook. Now let's look at Science Skills Review. Once again, the sections are organized by subject. We have chemistry, practice tests, tutorials, and ebooks. We have biology, practice tests, tutorials, and ebooks. We have a general science tutorial and a physics practice test. Now we're moving on to the sections that include tests. Prepare for Graduate School Admissions Exams has 6 sections. We have GMAT preparation, GRE preparation, LSAT preparation, MAT preparation, MCAT preparation, and PCAT preparation. As you can see, these do contain different resources. While the PCAT has practice tests, the LSAT has practice tests and ebooks. Let's look at Prepare for College Placement Exams. We have preparation materials for the Classic AccuPlacer, the Next Generation AccuPlacer, the Asset Test, and we have college placement preparation ebooks for the math subject. Within each of these, we have practice tests and practice essays. Let's take a look at Prepare for State Placement Tests. We have the TSI preparation for the TSI test and THEA preparation for the THEA test. In this case, we have practice tests and an ebook for the THEA, and we have practice placement tests for the TSI. Let's see what Prepare for CLEP and DSST exams contains. It contains a lot. We have CLEP preparation on this side and DSST preparation on this side. I won't read all of these out to you, but you can see just by briefly looking at it that it contains a variety of subjects. We have practice exams and study guidance for each of these. Finally, let's look at the search for schools and scholarships. We have yet to look at the Finder tools. We have a Search for Schools Finder tool here, and a Search for Scholarships Finder tool here. I'm going to click on School Finder tool so we can see what it looks like. And I'm going to open the School Finder. This asks a brief question. Let's just say I'm going to be applying to 2 or 4 year schools or programs. Now you have an option to search. You can go through the quick match steps, so it will give you a list of schools that might fit. You can do a keyword search by school name, location, and major. Or you can try the advanced search if you want more options to search. This will take you to a list of results, and you can choose from there. But let's go back. Scrolling all the way down, we can see that Search for Schools and Scholarships was the last section of the College Center Plus. So let's go back out to the home page for a brief review. We covered the college admissions test preparation section, which had these subcategories. After that, we had college success skills. Finally, we covered the College Center Plus. Thanks again for watching. Please post any comments or questions below, or just give us a call. Next week, we're going to take a look at the Adult Core Skills Center and the Computer Skills Center. See you next time. Bye.